so we have to turn our attention now to the rest of our party. Let's go ahead and speak with Erenville to take on the next level 90 main story quest entitled The Feet of Gold. Erenville wishes to discuss the Feet of Gold. As Wuklamat had demonstrated, the Valley Alpaca are wary of people. Get close enough to catch one will not be an easy task. You might have warned me about that earlier. I have enough trouble with tame alpacas. How do you expect me to wrangle a wild one? Yeah, he just shrugs like, I don't know. With the proper saddle, we infuse the leather with a relaxing scent that soothes the spitting beast. Wonderful. Give me one of those then. Perhaps you've forgotten that we are a clan of merchants. If you want a taming saddle, you'll need to find a saddler and then make them an offer. They don't come cheap, of course. Crafting a saddle for you will cost the equivalent of 10 pel in the thousands column. Wow, that's a lot. As we can see. You mean 10,000 pel? I don't have that kind of coin. Converting to gil, that comes to around 1 million or so. Mayhap if we all pitch in. I mean, I have a few 100,000 in my bank. No, this is my feat to accomplish. I wouldn't feel right about having others pay the cost. I'll find the money. Somehow. And you better do it soon. In that case... what do we got? That basket of wool is the sum of that you paid me earlier, 100 pel in the hundreds column. Beginning with the wool, you can trade for ever more valuable goods until you have something suitable to bargain for with the saddle. That's a nice gesture, but you think I can turn 100 pel into 1 million? That's 10,000 times more! I thought you said it was 10,000 pel. We need 10,000 pel, not 1 million, so we're looking at 100 times more. Oh right, I panicked and got it confused with Alfinud's million gil. Oh, we'll certainly appreciate the gesture there, Tobley. Maybe this is what you wanted Zerolja to do? I'm not so sure about this trading idea. You were almost talked into buying a cloak you didn't need mere moments after you arrived. But I hate it when you're right. Then let me help you with your deal making. Oh? Oh, hello again, Mablu. I work here as a ranch hand, but I've also learned a lot about the peddler profession. It's alright if I eat them now, yes? I guide on the claimants toward the first step of the feat like you asked. As long as Wukalak is alone to capture Albaca, she is free to accept assistance from whoever she likes. Hooray! Let's see about getting you that saddle then, Third Promise. I don't know why you made your offer, but I could use an ally with a beak for bargains. Welcome aboard, Mablu. Should the rest of us stay behind, perhaps? It may be easier to haggle over prices without so many voices chiming in. Yes, stay here and pitch in with our ranch work. With Mablu gone, I'll need extra hands to attend to the alpacas. Gladly, although, Mathia, I think you should go with Wuklamat. Yeah, I don't think he'll be going any other way. You've seen Marcus and bazaars the world over, and surely have sage advice to share. In that case, you should also hold on to the alpaca wool. If it's misplaced or soiled in some way, you'll have nothing to bargain with. Alright. As if I'd do such a thing, but I'll leave the wool with Mathia anyway. The better to keep my hands free. And so... yeah, passing the wool over to me. To begin, I suggest we try trading the wool to Harvey, the saddler. He won't agree to the deal, of course, but he'll give us an idea of how much he'll accept for his wares. Oh, it sounds like a good idea to start from. So let's see what kind of deal we can strike up. So, Mook and... yeah, it'll be Mook and Mablu chilling out by the Aetherite. And so, right over here is where they found Havli, the Saddler. Hello there. Yeah, Wook's got her hands on her hips. She obviously means business. Something I can do for you? We've come to bargain. I need one of your special training saddles to catch a wild alpaca. A saddle, is it? And how will you be paying for it? Oh, is this where I come in? With this basket of fine alpaca wool. There you go. You don't seem impressed though. What use does a saddle maker have for wool? Besides, this would barely cover the cost of a single strap buckle. Offer me something I actually want. Like what? And what might that be? Mezcal. I like to nurse a cup at day's end while I inspect my finished work. Bring me a jug of quality stuff and you've got yourself a deal. This bodes well for us, Third Promise. Such mezcal can be had for only £5 in the thousands column. Alright. Hold on. Did you say Third Promise? Then my offer has changed with that ugly shit-eating grin of his. The saddle is going to cost you a jug of premium mezcal, aged 3 years at least. 3 years? That stuff is valued at 10,000 or more. Why have you doubled the price? Because I must support the man of ambition who will see my business prosper. The royal job will go to war and his cavalry will need saddles. Lots of saddles. Well, we know who you're siding with. It's nothing personal, Third Promise, but I won't sell you my craft for anything less than my asking price. Well, that's a slap in the face. Yeah, we're looking at Mablu like, maybe you should have kept your mouth shut. Can't say that I blame him. I'm known for championing peace, and peace is unlikely to bring in more customers. So what do we do? Those of our grandparents' generation remember the dark days when clans were at war. Many of these Pelu pray for your victory, Wuklamot. The younger ones, though, to them strife and bloodshed are as children's stories. They think themselves safe from these horrors and take the peace we now enjoy for granted. Still others are unsatisfied with this cry of prosperity and crave the future of the second promise envisions. They become obsessed with innovations like the dirigibles that have made trading swift and easy. Then you have those like Havli, convinced that the first promise's plans for conquest will afford them opportunities for great profits. Have they ever met old Dons? But what about you, Mablu? Aren't you of the younger generation? And at least a year or two younger than me, I'd say. Oh, I was raised on the old tales. I memorized the accounts of what it was like when the Yokui ruled our village. Oh, really? That's why I offered to help. I want you to become Dawn's servant to keep our nation from going back to the way it was. Well then, I guess we better make sure I win the contest. But the type of mezcal the saddle maker wants is so very expensive. So how are we gonna get it? Weren't we expecting to need 10,000 barrel from the outset? Nothing's changed, we just need to get on with it. I may not have a head for trade or the stomach for alpacas, but I won't give up with a piece of Turiolal on the line. Then neither will I. We will make you Dawn's servants. Aiming for that 10,000 pearl jug right away will only bring us failure and frustration, so let's try first exchanging with the wolf for anything even a touch more valuable. Where do we start on that? The trick is to find someone who needs alpaca wool and is willing to trade at a loss to acquire it. Someone who supports your bid for the throne, for instance. So who can we think of? Well, how about who we cross paths here on the way? Yeah, if he's come back. Of course, the Weaver! Bolnok was his name, I believe. He went out of his way to say that he agreed with my vision and he was here to buy wool. I think I remember the direction he was going, but for now, let's head back to that road where we first met him. You got it. Alright, let's go. Alright, Havli, we will be back with premium mezcal eventually. Let's see where this person of interest is. Just gotta find my way out of town. Yeah, still trying to make my way and read the map properly. Of course, this is still all new to us. The game's only been around for a month and a half. Alright, so as we get here to where Wook and Mablu are. This is the spot. After Bolnok talked to us, he walked off to the south. Then he was probably going to Ivkulo's Inn. Most visitors watching Palo end up staying there. Let's go and check, shall we? So yeah, we went off the beaten path before, and now we're gonna get right onto it. There we see another settlement off in the distance. Looking like a sweet deal, huh? Well, say the right things and people will warm up to you. So we find XIV's Inn. And just as luck would have it... Can I have that basket, Mathia? Alright, here you go. Thanks. Now let's see if we can turn a profit. So let's see what happens. Bolnok, I'm glad we found you. Are you interested in making a trade? Third promise. You wish to do business with me? Might I ask what this is all about? Well, let's explain it to you. Yeah, we gotta climb the ladder of beneficial trading. I see. So the goal is to turn that basket of wool into a jug of 3-year-old premium mezcal. Then allow me to invest in your efforts. Awesome. Peace in Thrall is what allows me to cross freely into the lands of my suppliers. Naturally, I would prefer that one pledge to preserve that peace win the throne. Thus, do I humbly offer you this wool poncho, a small token that I pray contributes to your victory. And so we take the raw wool into something that is made from it. Oh, that's fine craftsmanship. A garment like that would easily fetch 5 pen in the hundreds column. That's very generous, Bolnok. Thank you. I promise I won't let you down. I have every faith in you, Third Promise. May fortune bless your future dealings. Yes, indeed. Oh, that's clever. I can't believe you quintupled your investment with your first deal. We're off to a spectacular start. Well, it already helped that we were already in someone's good graces. Only because Mathia remembered our Weaver friend. All I did was hand over the wool. That's not true. The connections you build with people are vital. This is one of the most fundamental precepts of trading, one which you've instinctively mastered. You think so? I know so. Now let's take our 500 pal poncho and trade it for something even more valuable. Here, Mathia, you take the poncho. If I lost it somehow, Erenville would never let me hear the end of it. Yeah, I'm being trusted with a lot here. So I will take that off your hands. It's a shame I can't wear it myself. All set. Our next deal is waiting to be found. Yeah, let's do it. Excellent trade. 100 pel alpaca wool for a 500 pel wool poncho. Success. You traded a 100 pel basket for a 500 pel wool poncho. So let's see how much we can keep building. Mablu. Oh, quickly back to cutscene. Leveraging connections is a sound strategy, but we should also consider supply and demand. An individual in urgent need of a good poncho will offer more than a merchant simply looking to stock his shelves. That makes sense, but how do we know if someone needs a poncho? They aren't wearing one, or they have a fabulous sense of style? Or you mean they... Yeah, like, who are we talking about? That's the obvious answer, isn't it? We look for the person without the poncho and hope they're eager to buy ours. Yes, there you go. We find the demand for our supply. So where should we begin our search for prospective buyers? There are any number of places, but we could do worse than starting right here at the inn. There might be interested travelers. Alright. Let's have a look around. Who here needs a poncho? A lot of Mamuja hardly wearing anything to begin with. Yeah, they do seem a little lightly dressed. Those are probably Landsguard or sellswords. Mamulja who soldier for a living prefer not to wear much above the waist. It hampers their movements. So even if they have bared shoulders, Mamulja carrying arms can be struck off the list. So who's not wielding a weapon? Yeah, it's like, take a look. We have a Harbin Hubigo. We have a Wrestling Hubigo, but they're already wearing something. We have a Sweaty Dopro. Yeah, I don't think he needs to be kept warm. And we have a Disconcerted Hubigo. Yeah, what about this guy? Let's see. No coat or cloak, but also no weapon? We might have a winner. Well, let's find out. Oh there, friend. You're not a mercenary by trade, right? I was curious about your bold choice of dress, or lack thereof. Oh, it was no choice of mine, believe me. I was attacked by beasts on the way here and I barely escaped with my scales intact. My coat was not so lucky. I'm actually a tool maker from Tuliolal and was dressed quite smartly. All the better to show the Pelu that I am a man who takes pride in his appearance and therefore his work as well. But now look at me. Well, sir, this is your lucky day. Yeah, we have exactly who we need. But what do you have to exchange with? What a splendid poncho. This will be the perfect replacement for the coat that I lost. We'd be willing to part with it if you'd like to make a trade. One of your fine tools, perhaps? What about this hatchet? I crafted it myself and will vouch for its quality. A hatchet, huh? Yeah, I'm sure there must be a lumberjack around here, even if there aren't many trees. The blade looks sharp, the haft well made. I'd value it at 1 pel in the thousands column. Ooh. That sounds like an enticing deal. Oh, from 500 to 1,000, we have a deal. Wonderful. A fine garment such as this should put me on even footing with any Pelu merchants. Like the eponymous owner of Miplu's Mate Garden for one. Her field hands use hatchets to harvest the mate, and I thought to impress her with the tool I sold you. I guess what we do there ourselves, huh? No matter, I have other wares to sell. Glad I am to have met you. You too, sir. Stay warm out there, and stay safe. Did you hear that? We've already found our next buyer. To Miplu's Mate Garden we go. Yes, but it is a fair distance on foot. We should take alpacas. And Rook's like, not again. These ones will be the gold type, right? How am I supposed to know? But we have another excellent trade achieved. You traded a 500 pound wool poncho for 1,000 pound hatchets. Where do we take it from here? Alright. So we'll have to complete the quest just outside of town, it seems. Yep, because here's some alpacas ready for us to use. Mablu. Well done recognizing that toolmaker as a potential customer. If you've a mind to change professions, you'd make an excellent merchant. I'm feeling quite modest now. So we'll take our nearly million experience points, 1,130 gil, because they do offer that, and a mountain chromite item level 645 hand coffer. Alright, so now let's continue on and speak with Wuklamat to take on the next level 90 main story quest entitled Mablu's Dream. Wuklamat steals herself for the ride to find your next trading partner. Before we get moving, you should be the one to hold this. Yeah, I wouldn't want to see you drop this hatchet. With that, I suppose we should hop onto the alpacas Mablu has so kindly provided. Alright then, Mablu. Ready to go? Let's mount up. Begin the alpaca ride? Yes. So yeah, let's go and fast forward. And it's up to the mate fields we go! Yeah, look at us going on these alpacas. Look how they hop, skip, and jump on this beautiful path. I probably have text bubbles off. Yeah, I should probably show what these text boxes are, but I wanted to get a really nice thumbnail shot. Yeah, that mountain is too tall to be real, says Wook. I'm surprised that you can't see it from Tuliolal. Honestly, that's a bit of a surprise. I didn't realize the truck was that far. Yeah, you'd have to take the long way around the cliffs to get there. Yeah, hopping, skipping, jumping right to where we need to go, and looks like our destination is right over there. Yeah, see if we can't get the perspective a little more optimal, just so we can see how everyone's getting along and getting on with these alpacas as we reunite with this road, as it were. As the sun is starting to set on this day here in Urkopacha. You can see that there's level 91 enemies around here now. New versions of sentient cactuars. And so after finishing the ride, we made it, and without a single smelly incident. I sent the alpacas back to XIV, so we'll walk along the main road when we return to the village. Speaking of roads to travel, you were adopted by the dance servant, weren't you, Third Promise? That I was. Then perhaps you understand. I was an orphan too, you see. Toby took me in. He took in all the Rand's trans, actually. Oh. All of them? Yes, and everyone works hard at their chores, grateful for the opportunity to repay the Hair Ledger's generosity. Yet here I am, the only one wanting to go off and be a merchant. What's so wrong about that? I'm sorry, I don't know why I'm telling you this. We need to keep trading things for your salon field to prepare for the feat of gold. As it's Mate harvesting season, they can't have too many quality hatchets. Add to that Wuklamat's way with people, and we should have no trouble making a favorable deal. That's Mablu herself over there. Pass the hatchet to the third promise, and let's get to bargaining. Oh, there she is. Alright then. Let's go and have a chat. Yeah, it is nice ride scenery. Let's speak with Wook. You have that little axe for me? Indeed I do. Thanks. Now to see what we can get for it. Let's find out. Because I have to keep transitioning back and forth here. You're Mablu, the owner of these fields? I have a mind to trade if you're interested. Well, well, the third promise. I might be convinced to entertain a proposal. What do you have on offer? This hatchet, forged by a seasoned artisan, the razor edge of this exceptional tool will make light work of your crops. Is this something you'd be interested in? The quality is acceptable, I suppose. I offer you a large sack of mate leaves in exchange. The sack of mate leaves is valued at 100 pen in the thousands column, the same price as the hatchet. This deal will bring us no closer to the mezcal. If I may, Mistress Mablu, it's harvesting season, is it not? Does not the demand for hatchets afford them a higher value? It is indeed the season, which is I procured an ample batch of tools well in advance. Yeah, in other words, we missed the window for demand. In that case, we'll have to fall back on connections. Think of it this way. A generous deal here will put you in the third promise's good graces. Surely that's worthy of consideration? I do not wish to give offense, but I must tell you that I stand with the second promise. His innovations will improve every aspect of our lives, I believe, including farming, and I will no longer have need of hatchets. Aw, man. I assure you that I have nothing but respect for Wuklamat. That as I am well prepared to purchase a spare hatchet at a fair price. I suppose it is fair given your reasons, but we will be no better off for the transaction. How about this then? If we were to help you bring in your harvest, would you give us a better deal? As a matter of fact, I would. Until Coroner's reforms come about, I can always use more hands in the fields. Then you can go ahead and add our labor to the bargain. Yeah, willing to pitch in, right? Added value to tip the scales. How can I have forgotten one of the most basic rules of trading? You can rest here if you like, Mablu. Mathai and I have mate together. Oh no, I'm helping too. Off to the fields then, and mind you pick the healthy leaves. I'll take 5 good bundles from each of you. Alright, thank you. Glad we could work this out. Alright, let's go pick ourselves some verdant mate leaves. And considering that enemies may be afoot, we may have to defend ourselves. Yeah, as Wook is picking some leaves, let's go ahead and do the same. Yeah, it's nice that they're all so conveniently close to each other. Yeah, there's some more over there. It seems like combat was never needed. Yeah, I guess they're doing a good enough job fighting off any would-be predators. Let's pick up our last branch. Alright, let's take it back. Alright, so let's see what Mablu has to say about this. You brought me some leaves then? We have. Here you go. An acceptable harvest. Let's see how your companions fared before I make any decisions, though. Alright. Here, we brought our share as well. Thank you, Third Promise. This is more than enough to hold up your end of the bargain. Now it is time to honor mine. After adding the value of your labor to the price of the hatchets, I am prepared to offer you a full sack of our highest grade mate leaves. Premium mate? Bought at the shop, one sack of those leaves will cost no less than £5 in the thousands column. Wow, that's quite a jump. Yeah, well, I'd say we definitely scored on the harvest. Then we can bid farewell to this hatchet. Yeah, here's the tool that you'll only be using briefly. I'll give it a good home. Talk of the contest aside, I'm glad we could come to a mutually agreeable trade. So do I. As am I. All the best with the rest of your harvest. Yeah, it was nice to meet you, and we'll maybe talk again someday. So after leaving the farm... Mablu, what's wrong? It's as I was saying before. Even after everything Toby's done for me, I'm planning to abandon it all and become a merchant. But then I needed your help after forgetting a basic rule of trade. How can I expect Toby to accept my decision then? Really? Have you mentioned your plans to leave, or are you going to give up? Yeah. Have you ever told him that this is what you wanted to do? Not exactly. I wanted to prove I could succeed as a peddler before I declared my intentions. I'd seek to follow in my father's footsteps, but not because he expects it of me. I want to preserve Dural's peace, and becoming Dawn's servant happens to be the best way to do it. You should live a life of your own choosing, and I wouldn't be surprised if Toby had the same opinion. So talk to him. Yeah, let's give you the courage you need. You're right. It's better to find out for sure than worry over what he might say. Thank you for the advice. Glad we could help. Yeah, even Wook can do the grin too. But first, we have a saddle to buy. I want that success under my belt so I can be sure of my decision. Then let's make sure we can. What's next then? We try to trade our tea leaves for something halfway to 10,000 pel? No, I think we're close enough now. I say we go straight for the premium mezcal. Bargain our way into double the value, eh? Think you can do it? Trust me, I will make this trade work. I admire you, Third Promise. That you're holding your own against such strong competition for the throne is inspiring. Am I really holding my own against Kuwana and Zural Ja? Well, I guess we need to learn more about you, right? I mean, of course I am. I am Ruklamat of the Dawn's Promise, after all. Yeah, I'm not impressed with her hesitation. So, let's go ahead and take her nearly million experience points and 1,001 gil. And yet on the other hand, another excellent trade was made, as we got another 5-fold exchange. You traded a 1,000 pel hatchet for a 5,000 pel sack of top grade mate leaves.